Welcome to
The
the
13th
13th International Conference on Entrepreneurship and Business Management 2024. With the theme, yes please, give a big round of applause. With the theme of innovative approaches to SDG integration in business operations.
This conference is organized by Universitas Tarumanagara, Jakarta, Indonesia.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Greetings from Jakarta, and it is nice to meet you all. We hope you will always be prosperous and healthy. My name is Marisa Leviani.
And my name is Nicholas Richardson. We are honored to be your master of ceremony for this international conference. Thank you to all the international participants. We have a fantastic lineup of speakers and activities planned for you. We hope you find this event both insightful and engaging.
Before we begin, we would like to share a few details, so please make sure that your mobile phones are on silent mode throughout the sessions. If you need to exit the room, kindly do so quietly to minimize any disruptions.
And today, we are also live streaming our conference on YouTube at Untar Jakarta.
First of all, we would like to welcome our honorable guests, Dr. Motilal De Silva, the CEO and co-founder of Internet Plus Asia, also one of our speakers today. Welcome.
Associate Professor Dr. Wong Chiho from Inti International University, Malaysia, as a speaker too.
Mr. Charles Serang from Jamu Expert, the owner of PT GMK, also one of our speakers here today.
Professor Insinyur Dr. Lee Shesway from President of Tunku Abdul Rahman University of Management and Technology, Malaysia.
Professor Dr. Yo Chu Mei Amy and colleagues from Tunku Abdul Rahman University of Management and Technology, Malaysia.
Dr. Mark Lu as a Dean of Business Administration Program from Kunshan University, Taiwan.
Dr. Linda Lin Chun Lin as the Director of Business Administration Graduate Program from Kunshan University, Taiwan.
Professor Lin Chin Chuan from Kunshan University, Taiwan.
Mr. Chong Kok Wai as the Chief Executive Officer of Inti International University, Malaysia.
Dr. I Gede Cahyadi Putra, SE, MSc, AK, CA, CSRI, as a Vice Dean Faculty of Economic and Business, Universitas Mahasaraswati, Denpasar, Bali.
Dr. Putu Kaprameni, SAMM, as the Dean of Faculty of Economics and Business, Universitas Mahasaraswati, Bali.
Miss Lely Christine, SAMA, as the Dean of the Faculty of Social Science and Humanities, Universitas Bunda Mulia.
Miss Damelina Basauli Tambunan, SAMM, PhD, CLC, CPM Asia, Dean of School of Business and Management, Universitas Ciputra, Surabaya.
Chairman of Yayasan Tarumanagara, Professor Dr. Aryawan Gunadi, SH, MH, represented by Mr. Frederick J. Kusnanto, Eskom, MM.
Rector of Universitas Tarumanagara, Professor Dr. Ahmad Sudiro, SH, MH, MKN, MM, and colleagues.
And the Vice Rector Universitas Tarumanagara, Professor Dr. Rasji, SH, MH.
Director of Postgraduate Program of Universitas Tarumanagara, Profesor Dr. Insinyur Agustinus Purna Irawan, MT, MM, IPU, Asian Engineer.
and to all the participants, presenters, and invited guests.
Let's give a big round of applause to each and every one of us here today. And as a welcoming ceremony, let's watch a special traditional dance performance from Universitas Tarumanagara.
The students will perform Tari Ronggeng Blantek, which is a new creative dance from Betawi, which was developed from the opening dance in the Topeng Blantek performance. Topeng Blantek
Please welcome the students from Universitas Tarumanagara. give a big round of applause.
Thank you for the wonderful performance.
Okay, and now we are going to sing the Indonesian national anthem, Indonesia Raya, followed by the university anthem, Mars Taruma Nagara.
Dear all of our honorable guests, please stand up.
Wahai pemuda, pemudi semua, Universitas Tarumanagara, bersatu padu kita bersama membela nama Tarumanagara. Hidup Tarumanagara, hiduplah, hiduplah selamanya. Hidup Tarumanagara, hiduplah, hiduplah selamanya. Bangunlah, bangun Tarumanagara, tanah air memanggil kita, menuntut ilmu, mencapai cita, untuk negara kita bekerja. Hidup Tarumanagara, hiduplah, hiduplah selamanya. Hidup Tarumanagara, hiduplah, hiduplah selamanya. Bekerjalah jujur dan ikhlas, berjiwalah luhur dan setia, bersatu padu mencapai negara, adil makmur dan bahagia. Hidup Tarumanagara, hiduplah, hiduplah selamanya. Hidup Tarumanagara, hiduplah, hiduplah selamanya.
Thank you very much, and please be seated.
Next, it is our pleasure to invite Dr. Hetty Karunia Tunjungsari as the committee chair to give a brief report. Please come forward.
Please,
Please
Dr.
give a
Hetty.
big round of applause.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the 13th International Conference on Entrepreneurship and Business Management, ICBM Untar 2024. This year's conference theme is Innovative Approaches to SDG Integration in Business Operations. This international conference is held and organized annually by Management Department, Master of Business Management Program, and Doctoral Study Program of Management, Universitas Tarumanagara, Jakarta, Indonesia. It is truly an honor to us to gather together here with so many esteemed colleagues, experts, and leaders from across the world. Okay, and today we have guests, yes, our speakers from sorry, from Kunsan University. We have Taiwan, from Kunsan University, Taiwan, and then Inti International University from Malaysia, Tunku Abdul Rahman University of Management and Technology, Malaysia. And Indonesia, we have co-hosts from Universitas Ciputra, Surabaya, Universitas Mahasaraswati, Bali, and Universitas Bunda Mulia, Jakarta. We really fortunate to have with us incredible lineup of speakers who will bring a wealth of experience from academia and industry. We have Dr. Motilal Da Silva, CEO, co-founder of Internet Plus Asia, Sri Lanka, and then Associate Professor Wong Chi Ho from INTI International University, Malaysia, and then Dr. Charles Sairang as JAMO expert in Indonesia and also Indonesian Chamber of Commerce and Industry advisor. They are here to share their insights and also will inspire us with real-world examples of SDG-driven business operations. And finally, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to the organizing committee, our co-hosts, our speakers, and each of you for being here. Your participation signifies a commitment to creating lasting changes, and I am confident that our discussions will not be only impactful but also actionable. Last but not least, we would like to send our gratitude to Rector of Universitas Tarumanagara, Professor Dr. Ahmad Sudiro, SH, MH, MKN, MM, Chairman of Tarumanagara Foundation, Professor Dr. Aryawan Gunadi, SH, MH, and Secretary of Tarumanagara Foundation, Mr. Frederick Kusnanto, SCOM, MM, Dean for Faculty of Economics and Business, Professor Dr. Sawiji Wido Atmojo, SAMM MBA, all reviewers, authors, and committees for making this conference successfully. We look forward to having another collaborations in the future. Thank you once again for being here, and also let us make this conference meaningful. Let's get started. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Hattie, for the report. Please be seated. And next, we are delighted to invite our Rector of Universitas Tarumanagara, Professor Dr. Ahmad Sudiro, SHMH, MKN, MM, to deliver his remarks. Unfortunately, he couldn't come today, but his heart and presence is always with us. And he will deliver his remarks through the video, so everyone, you can watch straight to the screen here.
Welcome, honored guests, speakers, co-hosts, and participants. We're happy to welcome you to the ICBM 2024 at Universitas Tarumanagara, one of the oldest and most respected universities in Indonesia. It is a privilege together with all of you who are dedicated to helping achieve the SDGs towards a business. The SDGs are global plan to make a better and more sustainable world by 2030. These goals include ending poverty, reduces inequality and fighting climate change. Achieving this goal needs more than government help. It requires business to make sustainability a core part of what they do. This change is crucial because people now expect companies to support positive social and environmental change alongside creating economic value. All them innovative approaches to SDGs integration in business operation highlight the need for this shift. In the coming days, we will hear from leaders in sustainability, innovation experts, and industry representatives who are leading impactful approaches. We'll discuss ideas like circular economic models and social impacts investment to find practical solution that supports the SDGs. Thank you to all sponsors, speakers, and all of you for being here. Let's take what we learn to create real change and being us closer to a sustainable future together. Thank you so much.
Please give a big round of applause. Thank you, Professor Dr. Ahmad Sudiro, for the welcoming speech. With the speech from the rector, our conference has been officially launched. Once again, let's give a big round of applause.
And now, as a token of appreciation to our co-host universities, we would like to invite our Dean Faculty of Economics and Business to present a certificate. So Mr. Dr. Sawiji Wido Atmojo, SAMM MBA, please come forward. And first, also would like to invite Dr. Mark Lu from Kunshan University, Taiwan. Please join us forward. Okay, let's give a big round of applause. Dr.
Thank-
Mark Lu, please stay because later we'll also have a photo session alongside all of the other co-host universities.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Mark Lu from Kunshan University. Next, we would like to invite Professor Dr. Yu Choi Mei Ami from Tunku Abdul Rahman University of Management and Technology Malaysia to come forward. Okay. Now, we would like to invite Professor Dr. Yu Choi Mei Ami from Tunku Abdul Rahman University of Management and Technology Malaysia to come forward.
Thank you, Professor Amy from Tunku Abdul Rahman University of Management and Technology. Please stay. And next, we would like to invite Associate Professor Dr. Wong Chi Ho from INTI International University, Malaysia to come forward.
Let's give a big round of applause. Thank you, Professor Dr. Wang Chi-ho. Please stay. Thank you, Professor. Now we would like to invite Dr. Igede Cahyadi Putra from Universitas Mahasaraswati Denpasar, Bali to join us in the front to receive a certificate.
Thank you, Dr. Igede Cahyadi Putra. Please stay. And next, we'd like to give an e-certificate to our representative from Universitas Bunda Mulia, to Miss Lely Kristen SAMM. The certificate will be handing out online. So, Professor. Okay, please. Let's give a big round of applause.
Thank you, Universitas Bunda Mulia. Lastly, we would like to give an A certificate to Miss Damelina Basauli Tambunan, SAMM PhD, CLC CPM from Universitas Ciputra Surabaya, Indonesia.
Let's give a big round of applause, and for all of our representatives of our co-host universities, please, let's take a photo session together. Also with Dr. Hattie. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please look straight to the camera. Please show your certificate and the biggest smile in the count of 1, 2, and 3. One more time, 1, 2, and 3. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Please be seated. And one more time, let's give a big round of applause for all of our co-host universities, because without your support, this event won't be possible. And thank you so much. And ladies and gentlemen, now we are going to have the plenary session with our 3 amazing speakers and moderator. Let us introduce our moderator,
Dr. Randa Paula Caturwidya Anggarina, MM, who will lead the discussion.
Starting her career at Untar in 1992 as a lecturer in the Faculty of Economics and Business, Ms. Paula has shown her outstanding dedication in various roles. Since 2013, she has been entrusted to serve as the head of Untar Public Relations, responsible for designing and developing internal and external communication programs involving the media, government, industry, and other stakeholders. To Dr. Paula, the stage and time is yours.
Good morning, everyone. How are you? Thank you, MC, for introducing me, and I'm very honored to be here. And let me welcome all of you, our speakers from Sri Lanka, Malaysia, and also from Indonesia, and all participants who join offline and online, and our co-hosts, and also dear friends from Kunsan University, Taiwan. How are you? Nice to meet you again. Inti International University, Malaysia. How are you? And Universitas Bunda Mulia, Jakarta. Okay. And also from Malaysia, Tunku Abdul Rahman University of Management and Technology, Malaysia. Hi, how are you? And from Universitas Mahasaraswati Bali, Denpasar Bali, and Universitas Ciputra, and of course from Universitas Tarumanegara, lecturers and students. How are you all? Is it good? How are you today? Are you ready to follow this seminar, this conference? Okay. And ladies and gentlemen, it's nice to see you again after we met last year in Solo. Remember, we met in Solo and now you're in Jakarta. Enjoy Jakarta. Okay, now we are going to the plenary session with great speakers. Allow me, Paula, going to be a moderator. And the topic of ICBM 2024 is innovative approaches to SDGs integration in business operation. As we know that integrating the SDGs into business operations strategically in order to align the corporate goals with global sustainability efforts is really needed. Therefore, company needs to know exactly the innovation strategies that need to be implemented, which is certainly tailored to their business. In this session, we will explore what innovation can be done by companies related to their business operation in supporting to achievement the SDGs and business sustainability. For this session, we have three speakers. And the first speakers from Sri Lanka who joined the conference online is already joined in the Zoom meeting. He obtained Doctor of Business Administration from PPA Business School, Paris, with a distinction for his dissertation. The dissertation title is Corporate Venture Capital as an Engagement Model for Co-Creating 5G-Ready Services. He has a MSc in IT from Keele University, UK, MBA from PIM SL, BSc Engineering SL, postgraduate diploma in Strategic Management from Maastricht School of Management, Netherlands, and a postgraduate diploma in Marketing Management from PIM SL. He has many experience and professional in telecommunication industry in Sri Lanka and multiple countries in Asia and Pacific region. He's appointed now as a new chairman of Sri Lanka Telecom Mobile. Please welcome Dr. Motilal De Silva. Is already joined the Zoom meeting? Okay, good morning, Dr. Motilal. Could you please unmute the audio, please?
Okay.
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 Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice meeting you. And it's a great pleasure and privilege to participate in ICBM 2024. Last year, I was in Solo.
Yes.
And it was a great event. And I enjoyed very much. But unfortunately, I can't attend this time in person. But it's okay. Now I am with you online. Now, is my presentation ready?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So the time for the presentations is around 30 minutes and following the Q&A.
Okay.
Okay? Could you
Okay.
start?
Okay. Okay. My presentation is on sustainability for startups and creating shared value. And normally companies sees sustainability as a long-term survival of the company in the competitive business environment. On the other hand, the society sees sustainability as long-term survival of the environment and social well-being in the for people. So modern companies should see the synergy well and compatibility between these two different perspectives. Why we choose sustainability, there are many reasons. One is personal passion. Some are passionate about sustainability, so they pursue. Some CEOs and directors pursue sustainability because they have some feeling about the society and their stakeholders. And sometimes after a public relation crisis or public backlash, the companies move into sustainability. They understand the repercussions of not following sustainability goals. And because environmental degradation, and then sometimes the sea levels are rising. So the impact is severe. So once they feel that there is a need for sustainability, they go for it. Then there's regulatory pressure. So there are many reasons for getting into sustainability. So I'll give a brief. Can you move? Go into the first slide, please. Yeah. So this is a good curtain raiser for my presentation. How do the top global digital companies see sustainability? Now, so this far left corner, this gentleman is a CEO of a ride-hailing company like Uber or Gojek or Grab, and this is how he sees sustainability. So I won't go through all, but the important part is aligning with our goals, values, and with sustainability. Aligning with the goals and values of the company with sustainability. So that is important. So that is the message given by him. And so they work on sustainability in a big way. And the other one is this lady is from Netflix, and she is the chief sustainability officer of Netflix, and this is how she sees sustainability. We work to she works towards the sustainability, and we work to embed sustainability into our operations, our value chain, our products, and our policy work. So it's embedded into the corporate goals. So then Satya Nadella, he is the CEO of Microsoft. This is what he says. Microsoft Cloud for sustainability will help organizations reduce their environmental footprint through the power of technology. So they adopt many things, especially in their data centers. The pollution is the biggest concern because the power consumption is very high for data centers. So to address that, they use solar energy, and they also encourage others to host their applications in a cloud. So Microsoft has a cloud solution, that is a Microsoft Azure. So they encourage others to host their application data in their data centers. So that way the companies all over the world can save power, and through that they can minimize the impact of carbon CO2 emissions. And then Jack Ma of Alibaba looked see things in a different perspective. What social problems you should address, you should value. So all your applications, all your services should should be aligned to the social problems. So your solutions should give a solution to a social problem. The next slide, please. So there are two frameworks, but these two frameworks are complementary to each other. So these are the two frameworks generally used by small and big companies, mostly big companies, because this need a lot of effort. Sometimes small companies cannot afford maintaining these two frameworks. These are the world's two largest corporate responsibility frameworks, UN Global Compact and GRI. So this is UN Global Compact has many parameters, and GRI also that is to measure the sustainability, the measuring framework, and then they have many KPIs, hundreds of KPIs. So you have to put a lot of effort in maintaining these two systems. Next slide, please. So this is just an example. Dialog is a telecom company in Sri Lanka. So this is how they align their programs to social development goals of UN. And then first, I won't go through all. There are many social development goals set by UN, and here you find 17, and they work on all. But now here I have selected 5 social development goals out of 17 and align their programs to those social development goals of UN. Now here on the far right corner, you find many of Dialog's programs. Programs means they are initiatives actually for social development. Now, one example is an application called Sayuru. That application, it's an early warning system for fishermen. Early warning system for fishermen. So this system detect any unusual patterns of weather and warn the fishermen before going into the sea. And then that comes under poverty elevation. And in the last, I think last program I illustrate here is another one that is to monitor pollution levels at any location. It's a location-based service introduced by Dialog. So likewise, you can align your programs to social development goals. That is a requirement if you follow these frameworks. Next slide, please. So how you have to measure under 4 perspectives. That is called GRI disclosures. So all the big companies, they disclose, especially the companies that are listed in stock exchanges, has to do this. Some countries it's mandatory, some countries it's voluntary. So once your recognition goes up when you disclose the these GRI matrices. So it's not an easy task, but a lot of companies do this now because it's mandatory and it's good for social recognition. And if startups can follow this model, at least in some way, there's some recognition you can get from the society and investors. And actually your value sometimes can be improved. That is the company valuation will go up when you have good matrices, ESG matrices. Now, for example, for carbon footprint production, that is related to environment. So, for example, the cloud service providers like AWS reduces carbon emissions by having solar and wind powered data centers. And telecom companies can have solar wind powered base stations. Then Tesla electric vehicles. So then that helps to reduce the carbon footprint. And their value, the company valuation will go up. Then energy efficiency improvement. Invest on energy efficient machinery. So new technology can always be good because that reduces power. Now, for example, in telecom sector, power consumption of 4G is much less than 3G. Power consumption of 5G is much less than 4G and 3G, the previous generation technologies. So it's good to upgrade your networks and your systems to reduce power. So to having energy efficient systems is good for the environment. And use natural lighting, setting up data centers, switches, routers in cold climate for natural cooling without using air conditioners. Then employee health and safety, especially in factory workers and telecom tower climbers. Then product safety for IT companies to have cyber security, prevent virus attacks, malware, spyware, and ransomware. This is for software and hardware both. And prevent attack on your users. So that will help to improve your social development goals and ESG matrices. And business ethics, transparency in procurement to reduce corruption. And other important thing is diverse board of directors. That is related to the governance, under governance, having diverse qualifications and experience, varying ages, gender balance in your workplace, ethnicity balance in your workplace, having a balanced, structured board of directors is also important, and diversity and inclusion of customers and employees, bridging the digital divide. Under that, bridging the digital divide, because especially this was you notice during COVID period, we call it digital poverty trap. Another name for bridging digital divide is the digital poverty trap. So during COVID period, this was very much visible because the rural students had a big issue in getting their online tutorials because because of poor coverage and then other network issues. So it's important to bridge the digital divide in communication. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Here, diverse founding team. Yeah. Now, in your if you are building a startup, it's always good to have diverse founders. You have to have a good software guy. You have to have a good sales guy. And you have to have a good product guy who can understand the customer's requirements very well. Okay, next slide, please. But social development goals, some people see it in a different way. Some investors see it in a different way. Now, this Chamath is a Sri Lankan-born multi-billion-dollar tech investor in Silicon Valley, and he is the founder of Social Capital. His company called Social Capital. He had invested in many successful companies like Slack. Slack is an advanced version of WhatsApp, and it is mostly used in corporate environments. And Social Capital invests in artificial intelligence and other frontier high-tech companies that focus on social issues and bring long-term results. He's very similar to Elon Musk. The behavior also, he's very open always, and he's not very happy with SDG. So we have to see the other side of SDG also. What he says is SDG is a complete fraud, a way of getting free money from banks and marketing exercise only. So that, I think we have to be very careful in that. It's not something is kind of it's a kind of a marketing exercise. It should not be a marketing exercise. I think that's the correct approach to look at SDG. It should not be a marketing exercise. So SDGs should give real benefit to the society and for other stakeholders. But he believes in doing a lot of productive work for climate change and establishing a legitimate exchange for carbon trading. So he is a proponent of carbon trading, but he has some reservation about SDG frameworks. The next slide, please. So companies that put high emphasis on environmental aspects and sustainability had shown good annual profit growth and share price growth. So this is in general, but it's generally applicable to tech companies. But ESG and related metrics linked up with carbon credits and preferential grants are not free from controversies. Global sustainability moves more toward long-term value creation from short-term profitability. So we had to avoid short-termism. ESG can impact long-term value creation for companies, shareholders, customers, suppliers, community, and partners. According to some experts of ESG, it may lack linkages to real business. That's what Chamat also says, not an integral part of business. So you have to make SDG an integral part of business, as Dialogue had done. Now, Dialogue, all the programs are aligned to the Sustainable Development Goals. All their tech programs like new applications and contents, those are aligned to SDG framework. But as I said before, this needs a lot of human effort. So, and time. It's time consuming. So what is the practical approach for startups when you are adopting sustainability programs? Next slide, please. Now, what was the social purpose of the previous century, 20th century? It's the maximizing shareholder value. And two most important things were profitability and returnability. But in this century, it's different. What is the social purpose of this century? It's a shared value creation. Value creation not only for shareholders, but also for customers, employees, suppliers, community. It's a whole ecosystem. I think ecosystem approach is the best approach for the 21st century companies. So this is not shareholder capitalism. This is stakeholder capitalism. And sustainability is the final goal, that is sustainability for the company and the environment and the society. Next slide. So value creation for all the stakeholders is utmost important in modern businesses and startups and for tech companies. Next slide, please. So how to achieve sustainability for startups? They should solve a real problem of the community, meeting an unmet social need. There are many examples. I will come to that later. And then the other thing is build your vision, mission and core values around sustainability. Sustainability of the company, sustainability of the society. Otherwise, your business will not be sustainable. In short-termism, nurture long-term value creation for shareholders and society. If you want a quick buck, then your company will not become sustainable in future. Build a collaborative ecosystem by working together through partnerships and alliances. So through that, startups can share risk, share cost associated with the developing core technology, and fill the technological and managerial gaps. So that's a way of even reducing cost. Build a collaborative ecosystem. then the whole ecosystem should survive together, not individually, but the ecosystem should survive together. That is sustainability. So you can act as an orchestrator. Next slide.
Sorry, Dr. Motil, your time for your presentation is almost done. 5 minutes left
Yeah.
that you have time. Thank you.
Okay, sure. So you must have heard Porter. Porter's model. He is a famous management guru, and he built a framework for creating shared value. So this is his framework, very, very simple, and startups can adopt that. Now ESG framework is good, but that is good for big companies because it needs a lot of management inputs, and it takes time. It takes time. Those because you have to align your program to ESG. On top of that, you have to measure, and there are about more than 100 matrices. So each matrix had you have to calculate in different ways. There are formulas, a lot of calculations, and you need dedicated people. Now, in my first slide, you must have seen in Netflix, they have a dedicated chief executive for sustainability. So, and that lady has a big team to maintain these two systems. So SDG and GRI disclosures. So it's a tough game, but this model is very simple and it's ideal for the startups. So under the measurements matrices are under 3 dimensions. One is the reconceiving products, upgrading the value and proportion for embedding social dimensions into the commercial product to satisfy unmet social needs of the market. How do you satisfy unmet social needs? So you can develop few matrices around that and redefine productivity in the value chain. So when you build a collaborative ecosystem, you cannot think your company only. So you have to think the whole value chain and redefine the productivity of the value chain, not only your company. So that you can develop few matrices around that and cluster development. And these two are a bit related, and how you strengthen the competitive context of regionally concentrated firms and interconnected communities. The next slide, please. Next slide. Yeah. Before that, go back to the previous slide. Yeah. Metrics for creating shared value model. So this is ideal for tech startups. So under 3 dimensions, you can develop matrices, reconceiving products. Now, for example, you have business results, increase revenue, increase market share, increase, those are business results. And then the social results. So if your application is related to medical technology, then improve patient care. So you can develop matrices around that and reduce carbon footprint, improve nutrition, improve education. So those are related to the societal benefits. And redefine productivity. You can have reduce energy use, reduce water use, reduce raw materials, improve job skills, improved employee income. So all that comes under redefine productivity in the value chain. So you have to measure these matrices for your value chain. Enabling cluster development, improved education, increased job creation, improved health, improved incomes. That is also how changing societal conditions outside the company unleashes new growth and productivity gains. Yeah, next slide, please. So this is just an illustration, and I think in the last my presentation I given in last year also I illustrated this. This is the evolution of sustainability. Now, initially, companies were working on charitable initiatives. Then they adopted corporate social responsibility, more integral to the company's goals and objectives. And they also work towards sustainability goals, SDG and GRI. So on through three dimensions, mainly people, profit, and environment. But creating shared value that was developed by Porter, I think is probably an extension of the sustainability. So increasingly now companies are adopting this Porter's methodology. So this is an illustration. I have no time to explain all. This is for a medtech company in Sri Lanka. So how they achieve the shared value creation. Next slide. So this is a good example. You know Alibaba, and they have some other applications also, B2C and B2B applications, and meeting unmet social need, reconceiving products and markets. So Jack Ma had identified a social need there because the SME companies couldn't find global markets. So he opened avenues for these small companies in China to go global. So it's a unmet need. Small companies now can find new markets in different countries. So earlier, it was very difficult for them to go global. So this platform provides an opportunity for them to go global. Then redefine the productivity of the value chain, fulfillment of efficiency. So it's a challenge, fulfillment of efficiency. So then they partnered with many providers. So distribution is a problem for their, especially for B2C networks, B2C platforms like Taobao. It is part of Alibaba, but it is a B2C. Now, for SMEs, B2B. So businesses in other countries can buy things from SMEs in China. But B2C is for the consumer, from businesses to consumer. There you have to have good logistic, and fulfillment efficiency is important. So they partnered with distributors. So there again, you work with distributors. So your value chain increase. So you have to look at the productivity of the value chain. Not only productivity of your company, but your partner's company. So that is the fulfillment efficiency in a e-commerce company, and creating network effect. So you have to look after your partners, creating a network effect. Through that, you can create a network effect.
Sorry, Dr. Martila.
Okay.
Could you mind to
So
end
last
your
slide.
presentation? Okay.
Go to the last slide. Last slide. Last. Some more. Yeah. No, previous, before that. So these are good quotes from two different founders. One is CEO of Sepus, is again an online marketing company, and chase the vision, not the money. The money will end up following you. Then Bill Gates of Microsoft. Microsoft is not about greed. It's about innovation and fairness. So don't chase money, but chase your vision. I think this is a good quote for startups. Right. Thanks.
Okay, Dr. Martina, thank you very much for the presentation. Let's give big applause of very inspiring sharing you have been delivered. Okay, now I would like to ask all of you, I give the opportunity to give the questions. Is anyone want to ask the question in this room? No? Okay, sure. Okay. The online question from Siti Yasmina Jubaida, Universitas Bunda Mulia. Dr. Motilal, could you elaborate more on why some negative perception emerged towards SDGs? Based on your observation, what made that happen? Could you answer the question directly?
Yeah, negative perception now, as Chamat said, is because some provide these SDG matrices. They publish these SDG matrices, especially the listed companies, and they also go for carbon credits. Sometimes these because carbon credit is a very complex exercise, so they provide sometimes wrong information. They don't give wrong information. Sometimes the validations are not done properly, and they get money, and it's not done in a proper manner. That was the concern of many, like Chamat Palihapitiya. He's an investor. Sometimes they distort these matrices, and it's difficult to validate also and get some benefits. One thing is they publish in their annual reports, and then they get sometimes higher valuations for the company in the stock markets, and also sometimes they get money from carbon trading also, by giving wrong information. That's why Chamat Palihapitiya, someone like Elon Musk. He's very open person. So that's why he's saying this is a fraud. Because a lot of companies had got money from carbon trading by giving false information. So you have to do this, but you have to be have a social consciousness, and you should give a benefit to the society. Now, especially companies like I don't want to mention, then some oil companies, they have many programs, sustainability related programs, but they spoil the environment. They spoil the sea. They upset the ecosystem. Sometimes they ruin the ecosystem of indigenous people. They even plantations, even some kind of say, I think the palm oil there, it's a lot of controversies there for palm oil plantations, but they sometimes have programs, they sustainability related programs, and they even get carbon credits. I think for oil companies and then big plantation companies, so this is a big issue. That's why he is telling this is a big fraud. Especially some multinationals, then even some the companies like Coca-Cola. The biggest problem is how do you dispose the bottles, made out of plastic. So that's a big social concern. But they do these disclosures, GRI disclosure, then they align their programs to SDG goals. Everything is there. They have a lot of programs, but final outcome, see, they spoil marine life, ultimately. But these are big concerns. So there are two sides to it. That's why the creating shared value is important. You create shared value is not only increase your value of your company, but increase the societal benefits. Look after your employees well, and look after your small suppliers well, and increase the productivity and monitor the entire value chain. Sometimes you may not do anything wrong, but your suppliers might do something wrong. So you have to see the productivity and the societal benefits of the entire value chain. So that's why the cluster development. Cluster means your entire ecosystem need to be developed. You work with small suppliers. Sometimes they don't look after the employees. But you look after employees. Your company look after employees, but your suppliers are not looking after employees. In the apparel industry, that is a big concern. So you have to develop the entire cluster. So the Porter model actually provides some guidelines for that.
Okay, I think it's very good for the the first questions. And then for the next questions from, oh no, okay. I have 3 questions here. The topic is quite similar. The first is from Hattie, second is from Frankie Slamet, and the third is from Nur Yasman. The topic is about ESG. Could you explain that how the suggest implementation of SDGs for startup? And the second is, can you explain further for the statement about the ESG practices like marketing tools to get free money from bank? And the third about the application of ESG for companies still has a negative impact on their financial performance. So the question is, what causes that to happen and what efforts that can be made so that the application of ESG has a positive impact to financial performance? Would you mind to
Yeah.
directly answer?
Yeah. So SDG is not a marketing exercise. So now a lot of companies, unfortunately, look at SDG as a marketing exercise. They nicely publish in their annual reports, and they sometimes win awards for it. This as best SDG program, but it is not integrated into the business activities. So that's the key issue. So sustainability goals are there, but it has to be integrated to your company goals and objectives well. Then you achieve sustainability. But if your company is working on short-termism, that you act in the short run, if you are not looking at the long-term goals, then you cannot achieve SDG goals, because SDG, if you want to work towards social development, then you have to have long-term objectives. That's where the startups can match SDG. Startups should have long-term goals, not to just show some results and then sell your company and you wash your hands off. That is not the approach. So you have to have a long-term goal. Now, for example, there's a company called Waze that identified a social problem, because Waze is probably some of you must have used, but I'm not too sure it's available in Indonesia. It's an international application to monitor traffic congestion. So it's an application that provide real-time results of traffic situation. So people participate. It's a collective exercise. All the drivers, then the people who travel along roads, they update. They are upon thousands of people, they update. Then others come to know, okay, there's a traffic congestion and this is the best way to find your route. So that's a simple application, but there is a need. Sometimes when you go far away places, there are cyclones, so you have to face sudden environmental changes, earth slips, and things like that. So this application notify that, but it's a collective exercise. So the people who go there first, then they update that the situation, then others come to know. So this kind of application have a social need. So the startups should. So I'm actually answering all the questions together. So then startups should find an unmet social need like that. So the waste application, now it's a global application, and in Australia it's very popular. But it was developed in the Middle East area. Actually, it was developed in Israel, and now it's popular in that region, and then other USA and Australia, and then they have a big market then now. But it was a startup. Some few people have seen an unmet need, and similarly, even Alibaba. It was a startup at one stage. Now it is not a startup; it's a big company. But Jack Ma had seen a social need because they are Chinese SMEs, small and medium enterprises, cannot find foreign markets. And then this application gave an opportunity for them to go global. So that's a social need, and that made a lot of SMEs big companies, big enterprises. So that I think how startups apply SDG frameworks. My advice is grasp the essence. They cannot, probably publish, and they cannot probably employ dedicated people to develop matrices. Big companies can do that. They can afford doing it, and they should do it. But small companies, it's the lesson is don't follow short-termism. Have a long-term goal, because this one you need a lot of endurance, and you have to develop business at the same time meeting a social need. So you have to work towards that goal, not money. And you cannot think of money first. That's so SDG, I think a framework, one is profit and value. So you have to strike a balance between profit and value. That framework is okay, but measuring is a problem for startups, definitely. But you can use the framework like meeting social needs. That is that's the people aspect. Then you have to look at the same time you have to satisfy your shareholders also, then profit, and the environmental aspect. So environment aspects also should be business integral. How to now for a startup, I think what is the environmental immediate gain is to probably host your applications outside. So you need not to waste your money and pollute the environment by having a data center at your premises. So you can host your applications outside. So that is, so you understand, you have to understand the framework, but need not to go for strenuous measuring exercise.
Okay, Dr. Motilal. I think that's it's interesting for discussion because the time is up. So I have
Okay,
to end the question answer. There are many. Actually, there are many questions to you, but yeah, very sorry that the questions cannot answer for this event. Okay, Dr. Motilal, I think you have already give us many examples of the company supporting implementation of SDGs and hence the economic and social value. So for this session, we would like to give you an appreciation. This is the digital certificate from Universitas Tarumanagara. Would you mind to
Yeah, I'll take a photograph.
yes, sure. I think later you can come to Jakarta and can make a discussion
Sure.
very close, yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
actually, I wanted to come this time also, but unfortunately last week I got a new appointment and we had the board meeting yesterday.
Ah, okay.
So,
Yeah.
so if I want to attend this forum today, I had to miss the board meeting. So that was my first board meeting.
Okay. Good
So
to you.
it's very difficult to skip that. So that's the main reason for postponing this trip to Indonesia. So probably I'll come in on a different date and attend the definitely next, because I can plan well now for the next year's ICE BAME.
Okay.
I look forward to attend your next
Yes, of
ICBM
course.
session. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you very much, and give a big applause to Dr. Motilal. Thank you once again. Yeah, see you next time.
Yeah. Thanks.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's the first speaker, and now we are going to the next speaker. We still have two speakers. Okay, don't worry, be happy, yeah. Is any student sleepy now? I don't think so. Okay. For the second speaker, is from academician. A short background of him: he holds a PhD in marketing from University Putra Malaysia, MBA from University Tun Abdul Razak, and a degree in business administration from the Institute of Chartered Secretary and Administrators, United Kingdom. And he has a professional experience from 1997 to 2018 as a manager in Sihua Group, Kuala Lumpur, focusing on client servicing, business development, and partnership. And now teaching in marketing and management subject across the doctoral, master, bachelor, and diploma degree, and also supervise multiple doctoral and master students, producing many Scopus Index article and being a reviewer. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Associate Professor Dr. Wong Chi Ho from Inti International University, Malaysia. Would you mind to sit here or directly to? Okay. And third, would you mind to have a seat, please? And I ask the third.
Okay.
Yes. Sorry. Okay, for the third speaker, we explore in more detail, yeah, with different fields. For the speaker, he's owner of PTJMK Jaya Mitra Kemilau, and earned his PhD in marketing from Miami University, Ohio, bachelor and master degree obtained from campus in America, namely Kensington University, California. He also had additional training in business strategy, finance, and agribusiness from prestigious institutions including Wharton, UC Berkeley, INSEAD, MIT, and Harvard. He got award from government Satya Lencana Pembangunan 2012, Male Entrepreneur Award, and Lifetime Honor from the World American Biographical Institute. He held significant roles as CEO of PT Nyonya Menir, advisor to director of President University, and senior advisor position in various Indonesian and international organizations, and also active in leadership roles at Kadin and Lion Clubs Indonesia. He's an expert of jamu. Jamu is a traditional Indonesian herbal medicine. And now I would like to invite Charles Sairang, PhD. Please come forward. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have around 45 minutes left. So it's a speaker, just only 20 minutes for the presentation. And I would like all of you, if you need to ask the question, please directly asking the question for all all of you students and for the online participants. Okay, time is yours. Associate Professor Dr. Wong Chi-ho to present the presentation. Would you like to present from there? Over there, okay.
Okay, can hear, right? Great. So still morning, yeah, good morning, everyone. Okay, good morning, everyone that is here. First, like to thank the MCs, Marissa, Nicholas, for the wonderful introduction this morning, very spiritful, and also Dr. Paula for moderate this event. I'd like to thank also Prof. Dr. Aryawan Gunadi, Taruma Nagara Foundations, Professor Dr. Ahmad Sudiro, Rector of Universitas Taruma Negara, speakers just now, Dr. Motila, okay, and of course, new friend, the Charles Serong, yeah, and also Professor Sarojo, Dean of FEB. So many professors I met this morning, presenters, participants, yeah, Kunsan students, yeah, yeah, of course, yeah, Untar students, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, and yeah, the list goes on. Whoever I not mentioned here, so welcome, yeah, to our this conference. So today's conference, of course, I will still divulge into this, the theme, innovation approach to SDG integrations in business operations. So I will try to make this faster a bit, yeah, so that you won't fall to sleep. Okay. Besides, actually, some of the points, yeah, is also considered duplicate also presented earlier on. Okay, so you can see one. Maybe I can ask this question later. Yeah. So watch out. Yeah. All right. Okay. Now, when we talk about sustainability, yeah, often we also hear about circular economy. So this concept, yeah, CE, circular economy. For economics, yeah, you rather use CE than sustainability. Yeah, sustainability normally used by people in business, normal business, yeah, marketeers. So it is to replace the traditional linear, yeah, linear economic model. So it is a regenerative. Okay, the keywords here is regenerative, because you have that circular, yeah. Next. Okay, so when academicians, they like to define, yeah. First, they want to start anything, they need to do the definition, right? All your lecturer also do the same thing. What is the definition? Yeah, so you need to define. Now, come to this circular economy, yeah. It is the aim, yeah. That's why, yeah, to overcome the make and dispose linear pattern. Okay, so from research, yeah, you can know that there are so many definitions. You can come out to 114 definitions about sustainability. Words is different, but actually they mean similar. Yeah, the meaning is similar, not the same, similar. Now, so what is the historical roots here? It's actually go back to the works of David Pearce and Kenneth Bowdings and Tim Jackson's. Okay, so sustainability, when you hand up your assignments, please, yeah, you need to quote some of these earlier works so that your lecturer will give you marks for background. All right, so there's sustainability. Sorry, thanks. Next. So how is this sustainability in practice? Yeah. Now EU Green Paper, yeah, says that most definitions of CSR are described as a concept, yeah, where companies integrate social environment concern in their business operation. So CSR, you also heard about what is CSR, yeah. But next, what is creating, yeah, shared value? Yeah, creating shared value is a bit different than CSR. It is actually refers to policy and practice that enhance the competitiveness. Again, whenever you hear about competitions, yeah, students, who comes to your mind? Michael Jackson. Michael? Correct. Great. So she's listening. All right. So Michael Porter, yeah? Michael Porter, whenever there is competition, the word just competition, Michael Porter's. So you quote Michael Porter's. No problem. Okay, next. How is this CSR compare, yeah, to creating shared value? So here is a comparison. Basically, the corporate social responsibility is integrating, yeah, social and environmental concerns, whereas the CSV is to enhance your competitiveness, okay, by improving economic and social conditions in the communities that you operate in. Thanks. Next. This one is actually shared already just now by the previous speaker. How actually you create shared value, okay? Creating shared value. So I get to skip. Next. When it comes to CSV, CSV, as I mentioned, is a form of sustainability development they are doing. So now we are all looking at the UN SDGs. Okay, so can you tell me what is SDG number 4? Close the one. Anybody? Huh? SDG 4. Okay. All right. Forever, you just got 17 here. Never mind. Don't have to remember. Just remember one. SDG 4, education. Okay. Today, you all must remember, yeah. SDG that is concerning education is SDG number 4. Okay. All right. Next. All right. So these are the so-called the body lah. This slide shows that the bodies that agency, I would say, that help to promote SDGs are called United Nations Global Compacts. Okay, they have branches all over. All right, so if you are not very sure on how to drive sustainably, okay, how to report SDGs, go to them, or they can come to you. All right, next. This slide shows the brands or the companies in Malaysia that has seriously involved in the SDG activities. So you can find some familiar brands, yeah, which may be operating in Indonesia as well. Next. Okay, so So is sustainable here to stay for good, yeah? I think you all know that Malaysia, we have a tag in Malaysia we call Malaysia Madani. Okay, my question, yeah? Madani, yeah? Madani, M is what? Stands for what? No, not money. Not Malaysia. Anyone want to try? Malaysia Madani, this is a tagline. Greetings from Malaysia, Malaysia Madani, Kerajaan Madani. So M is what? Not money, not Malaysia. You can check Google now. Mampan, good. Mampan, M. M is Mampan. In English, is called sustainability. Bagus. Memang top student. Okay, so sustainability is here to stay. Yes, for Malaysia, it's definitely government is pushing this through. Yeah, even from their tagline, Malaysia Madani. M is Mampan. Mampan means sustainability. Mampan. Mantap is different. Mantap is very nice. Yeah, good. Okay, very delicious. Mantap. Okay, next. Okay, so these are some of the survey done. I think it's quite small. All right. Thanks. This is showing that why, yeah, for economic forums, research shows like, yeah, what are the trend that is coming in marketing, yeah. We talk about price. We also talk about quality. So in coming up, the so-called, we call this, what is the novelty, yeah, in marketing, yeah, okay, will be not just price. Price is very important in marketing. Quality is also very important in marketing. Okay, the third thing that's come out is this word, sustainability. So not just you need to worry about your price, you take care of quality, you also need to do sustainable works. All right, next. So this is how the Malaysian governments, yeah, overseeing these listed companies through this Suruhanjaya Security, okay, Security Commissions of Malaysia, Bursa Malaysia, and as well as our central bank. Okay, they have activities lined up to actually monitor what the company has done. Yeah, they encouraged the reportings on the sustainability activities, yeah, in the financial report. Next. So if the question's asking, well, how sustainability positively impact business? For sure. The more good you do, the better will be your profitability. Okay, so study shows you get 1.7 higher. Okay, 2 times better if you done all the sustainability work. Next. Now, why be sustainable? Yeah, so you need to be able to grow. Okay, you need to be able to resilience and be competitive, just like Michael Porter mentioned. Okay, so you have to be in this game, right? Or else you'll be erased from the competition. Next. So how can SMEs, small companies, learn about this. Of course, Global Compacts, yeah, they have all these academy. So you can just Google to this website and you can reach out to them. Yeah, they are more willing to come in to guide on their activities. Yeah, you might ask why UN Global Compact, because their mother is the UN SDG, so-called. Okay, so you get very know person who do it for you. Okay, next. On the other side, yeah, of course, we have many other agencies like sustainable brands, okay, organizations, NGOs, actually also monitor what your company is doing. Of course, they will assist you in marketing your activities out. So like every year, they have seminars in KL for sure. Okay, so I do attend this kind of event as well to keep myself abreast what is happening. Next. Now they will say, yeah, hey, these SDG games is for the rich and for the profitable or big companies. Yes, however, not all. Okay, if you say profit, this company actually they're not really into making profit. Okay, Post Malaysia, you know, is a post line, yeah, posting our letters, sending letters to our home, yeah. Okay, so this company, what did they do? Next. Yes. So they introduce electric bikes. Imagine, yeah, all the postmen, yeah, using electric bikes now. Now, I give you a situation here. Last night, I woke up twice. Not because today I'm so excited to be here, to speak here. It's because I was waken up by the sound of the motorbikes. Okay, because my hotel is really facing the highway. So hear me out, yeah, students. What is the problem here? Noise. Can you use this solution? Can you convert that into electric bikes? Do you think Jakarta is ready for electric bikes? Yes. Yes. If you can reduce it to half, yeah? I mean, the scooters or whatever, the motorcycle, 50% they opt for electric vehicle. I only wake up one time lah. Okay, you see? So it's a solution. If you can do this, okay? This is what other speaker just mentioned. If you can do, you can solve things, you don't have to chase money. Money will follow you. Yeah, it is true for all the entrepreneurs. Okay, Mark Zuckerberg, they do the same thing. Okay, so electric bicycles. Next. Now, apart from that, of course, conversion, yeah. Post office is very big. So up there is a roof. They convert it into solar, yeah. So harvest a lot of solar. Who has solar at home? Not yet? Okay. They are even actually convert their parking space into solar. So I would like to conclude here. Not necessary, yeah. You are making money, then you can do it. Actually, most Malaysia is not making money. Yeah, but they are still doing this. Okay, I think in the long run, they will be able to overcome. They will recoup back all this investment, all right? Because they do the thing correct. Okay, I think that's all. Clap lah. Thank you.
Okay, it's really nice.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
You're welcome. Okay, for the next speaker, the last speaker is Dr. Charles Sairang. I would like to invite you to present your presentation.
Kurang relax loh. Kita mesti relax dulu ya. Just take it easy. Mana ini? Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Paula. Yeah? Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, my best friends, I think Professor Saviji, but I don't know where he is. Good morning. Maybe I get about 15 minutes to talk? 20 minutes? Okay. I think you have heard all about what's going on with the SDG, I think. But for me, because I come from working from the small company to become bigger and bigger. So the meaning of SDG actually is survival, how to survive. This is the most important, I think. When you talk about small company, they always think about what? Profit. When you talk about medium company, you talk about how to grow. But once you talk with the big companies, they talk how to survive. That is the most important. So the SDG actually, purposely, not only for the small or medium company, for the big companies. Why? Because they really need what we call it survival. Survival is a must. I ask you, why do you need survival? In order to adapt, because with the economic growth, everything is changing, you know. Maybe you should know about what is the basic foundation for the big company is how to survive. Survive from what? From the people, from the manufacturing, for the environment, and also for the social responsibilities. That's why we are asking always, what is the CSR, the corporate social responsibility for the big company? When you ask with a small company, can you contribute the CSR? Of course they cannot do it. This is the reason why the CSR is very important for the big company for the survival. Once you talk about what we call the SDG, always things survival. And when you talk about innovation, you got to think about the creativity. When you do not create something, you do not innovate. The innovation becomes coming from the creativity. So creativity is very important in life. Today, I want to talk a little bit about the business process, I think. Why do we need business process? Maybe you should ask yourself, you know, when I work in a small company, you must have a business process. What is actually business process? It's part of the strategy for the company to achieve the objective. If it's a small company, of course they want to make profit. If it's a medium company, of course they want to make how to grow. They have to take the market share. But once you are big enough, how to survive. And that's why the innovation is very important in a big company. Even though the small company, they need that so much. But the bigger it is, the more headache. Why is it headache? Because the headache is coming from the business process. What is actually business process? Is to do with what we call the anticipation. When you anticipate Because when you want to grow, you must know how to anticipate what's going to be in the next 5 years. When you talk about next 5 years, I think you do not know what's going to happen in the 5 years. Then what should you do? You must have database. Database is the most important in life. Before you become or having the database, you must make a plan. We call it business plan. I think you should understand that. Business plans coming is not because I want to do it, because I need to achieve the objective. We call it the strategic management. I don't know whether you learn about the SM, because the SM is very, very important in achieving the objective. That's why we need what we call business plan. So when we talk about business process, that is we call definition itself is to do with the anticipation. You do it, you plan it, you implement it. Then we call it business plan in order to achieve the objective itself. So here it's called the interrelated steps assigned to each stakeholder for specific and repetitive work. It goes all the same thing. When I make, for example, for where I'm coming from, jamu herbs. So jamu itself has to be made and make a plan. Do it every day, the same thing the day after day. From there on, then you can think, oh, I do it through the business plan, then I can create what to do, make it faster. There's two words in my life. What is the difference between do it effectively and do it efficiently? Anyone can answer that? Do it effectively or efficiently. If I go to the office every day at 8 o'clock in the morning, that means I do it efficiently, not effectively. Some people do it, work for 4 hours, can contribute more than 10 hours work. That means effectively. So business plan itself, because it goes through and the same repetition, so you can find out later on what you do not need, what you need. That means then there is kind of a result that there is nothing at all. You got to find out the real thing effectively, not efficiently. So some people say, well, I'll do it efficiently. No, you got to do it effectively, because effective get much more result, much more performance than efficiently. Next step. What is the meaning of function? What's the meaning of function actually? Why should we have function? Function is how. When you talk about function, it's not to do with, see? This is the function, how to make decision dealing with problems that exist during business process. So the function itself is to make decision. You got to do it. How does it do it? So to participate in helping customer in predicting. So when you do the business process, you predict what's going to happen. So it's like a process that means like a doing thing. It's not getting the result yet. No, it's doing it, just doing it every day. The same thing and the same thing. So number 3 is the worker to understand what to do, what not to do. What should I do? What should I not do? So that's the thing that within the function itself. The function itself gives you some kind of idea, the limitation. So some people say, if I do it all the time with the business process, then later on I get confused, because why? You cannot do anything besides what you do. So it's much more focused. Focus is good, but it doesn't create something things, Doesn't create the value. Because if you do it every day the same thing, you get stuck. You cannot do anything at all because you are just assigned. That is the problem with the business process. So it's good because the structure is there, but it does not create the creativity. Then next, what is the benefit? When we talk about benefit, it's for the company. It's not for the people who work, for the company. So the benefit itself is for the company. I do the business process because for the sake of the company, not for the sake of the structure or what you are doing. It's different. So company will get the goal, more efficient, minimize the failures, focus, more adaptable, increase productivity, overcoming errors. This is the thing. When I ask you, of those things, which one is the most important? I know it's all important. Which one is the most important in getting the benefit? You should ask me. Should what be focus or increase productivity, overcoming errors, or minimize failures? Focus, efficient, or achieving the goal. This is the number one. Because when you achieve the goal, you get the whole things. You see, like, you know. So this is the some people do not know. They say, oh, I'll put all the whole thing. But actually, only what? Achieving the goal. In order to achieve the goal, you got to do this all the whole things. Next. Then we talk about the process itself. Because primary and secondary process, that is the outside. The inside is the management process, the operational process, the support process. It's headache, you know. So many things you got to be involved. So when you do business process, it's not simple. Once you talk by the books, so many things you got to know how to manage. There's so many certain of management process, so many operational process too, so many support process, and within that, the whole thing is under the primary process and the secondary process. And what is the next? What's next? This is the main purpose. The key objective is the primary process. So when you do like production, marketing, services, this is the main. This is the we call the whole thing, the major, not the minor. The minor is the one that I explained before. And of course, it has to be done by the people. The people have to go through. You cannot just do it without people, you know. So the people, you have to get the right people at the right place. So there'll be another process too. So this is the more headache, the more if you go more details on the business process, it's such a more confused because it's not so easy. But once you do reality, where for me, I don't have to learn by the books, I just can do it by myself because through the experience. But from the academics of the values, it takes so much headache because you got to learn all these things. And all of those things can go into one through the database. If you got the database, much easier for you to evaluate, to get it better, to evaluate it, to get it much more creativity. This is the two things that very important in the main process and the support process. Next. Now, see, this is the three things. The management process that control the system. When you do the management, that means what is? The management is how to get things done through people. So that means you go step by step, how to get the people, the right people, how do they do it. You got to have a SOP, standard of procedure. And then you got to do the operational process too. Starting from, if I work in the manufacturing, I got to learn how to do it from the machinery, how to start, how to begin, how to evaluate, the whole thing from the raw material to the finished product. Everything to go by the process too. This we call the manufacturing process operationally. The support, of course, you got to find the accounting, the finance, how to calculate whether there's a profit loss in terms of the production itself. It must be done by that. It's get confusing, yeah? Because it's all theory. But for me, it's easy because I get used to it. Without reading the books, but no, don't go by the books, I know. But then I ask people to do it through these things. Then they got to create from what we do it practically become it much more available in the books. So when you do marketing, at the same time you do legally, that means there's a interlocking activity. All go by process. For example, if I launch a new product, it must go one, how to do it, the product, how to do it, the license, how to do it, the administration work, how to do it with all the legal system, how to do it with the consumer behavior. All go by processes. So it goes all by the time. That's why one company, well now I'm in a, you heard about a Garuda Food, right? They have more than 4,000 people. I don't even see the production people. They got about more than 66, as I think 200, 220, what we call like a location, like a distribution networks. They don't know each other. It's such a big company. So the process itself get more headache. Why? Because to meet some kind of people, they got to have their own processes. So they get confused. They've been fighting each other. But everything goes by the time. So we got to have a limit time. The time that make everything got to do faster. So the business process has to be limited by the time. If not, they get all confused. Because the legal said, well, I'll do it in 10 days. No, the launching of the new product, the consumer behavior takes about another 3 days. So everything is fighting each other. So the horizontal we call program of the processors, they're fighting each other. So how to achieve the whole thing? So this is the most important aspect process. Because they create what we call interrelated. They need each other. It's very, very confusing. That's why big companies, to produce, to launch one product, it would take you 5 years. You can imagine that. I got a new product. To launch the product, it takes 5 years because there are so many business processes to be done. So if I work with a small company, within 30 days I can launch a new product. But with the big companies, they have to do so many business processes itself. Not only the consumer behavior, aspect of the legality, the name itself must be registered, through go to the patent, everything is going on. And that is why it's so confusing when you talk at a big company. But at the end, we define the time limit. We got to give the time limit. If not, get more headache with the business process itself. Okay. The next, this is the predetermined. Yeah, we got all the idea is there. It's registered there. Then they got organization there. So we learn it from before. We try to change it if possible. That's why the bigger the company, the more headache it is. The best way is how to divide to make it a smaller company. So we get much more what we call flexible, lenient, easy to take care. But once it's big, it's headache. That's why to achieve what we call the SDG, it's not easy. Because survival is the most important in life. And then the customer needs. That's the last one. I got another more minutes again, Paula? Stable. Okay, next. This is the stages. When you want to do business process, first you must analyze what you want to do with it. Make a plan. So the meaning of business process is already a plan, then implement it. Then control it, then evaluate it, and come back again. All the time, the same circle. So the aspect is analyze, and then define the process, implement, evaluation, do it again, the same thing. This is the stages of business process. It goes around and around and around. Next. Now, this is the component. When you talk about component, that means this is the one. When you got the input, must have output. So, for example, if I do my jamu, my herbs, I got to put my jamu input. The output, the result. Get it good quality, no water, no what we call herbs, no what we call bacteria and extra, all the whole things. And the timing is very important. Fee, of course, when you do business process, you must have evaluate how much does it cost from the what we call the raw material to the finished products. How long does it take there to go around and around and around? So, and the resource itself, is it available or not? If it's the bigger the company, the more headache for the resources. Because why? If the herbs, for example, my herbs, it takes maybe once a year it grows. I got this only once a year. So the resources would take maybe another, you got to wait, you got to have a stock at least for another 2 or 3 years. You can imagine like tobacco, for example. If you smoke cigarettes, for example, like a jarum, they buy tobacco for another 2 years. They don't just produce today and then take it today. They keep the tobacco for another 2 years. So you can imagine how big the stock for cigarettes, tobaccos. So if you see people just getting all the tobaccos, they keep for another 2 years. So how much money they should put? How much business process, they should do it, you know. You can imagine, you go to Gudang Garam, the same thing. All the clove cigarettes, they go to buy tobacco without helping from the government. The government will not help in terms of giving all the credit. So you can imagine how big is the stock. So if you smoke cigarette, wine the same thing. You go to France, you drink wine, you get the wine. Why 3 or 4 years ago? They keep it another 5 years ago. So when you grow the wine, keep the wine for another 5 years. The quality of the wine, they keep it for another 5 years. So you can imagine that the business process is such a long time to take. Sometimes there's no time that you can evaluate because so much time involved. Okay. That's the 6 components. Another one. This is what, that's the trigger event, input, output, time, fees, resources. And the next step is to be able to carry out this process properly, the company needs to identify which input and outputs are needed for the process to be carried out. SOP is very important because why you need SOP? Because the SOP is the standard of procedure that it goes around and around and around all the time. From there on, you learn about the learning curve. The learning curve gives you an idea how to make it faster. So some people do like a clove cigarette. They do it like this every day. Some people can do one minute can be 5 or 10 packs. But the just a new person maybe 2 or 3 pack, you know. But some people just do it fast like this, you know, can you imagine? So I used to have my people there making herbs. They can put the whole jamu just like this, so fast. I asked them, how many years you been doing? 25 years, 15 years. But you ask someone that a person, you know, just learn how to do it, just do one by one, and do a lot of mistakes. So there's SOP is very important in life. So when you do with the business process, you must have good SOP to carry out. That's it. What else is it? 2 minutes more. So I put the benefit. Okay, that's done, yeah. The rest is a component. What else is that? Now this is just the example for the company why we need the business process, you know. Everything to do is just to achieve what we call survival. Survival is very important. That's why SDG for me is a matter of survival. You want to survive, you got to adapt yourself. Adaptation is the achievement of what we call of SDG. When you want to do the SDG, you must know how to adapt. Adapt the people, adapt the environment, adapt the social activity, economic too. So with the changing of the whole things, one thing is important is the database. Because the more database you put into it, then you know what is wrong, what is right. Do it effectively and efficiently. Thank you.
Wow. Yes, thank you very much. Let's give a big applause once more again. Once more. That's the interesting presentation. I hope that the student can give the question. I hope that the student gives the question here to all the speakers. Any student?
Who
Come
asks first?
on.
Who asks first can go first.
Yes. And could be Dr. Wong will give a souvenir or something from Malaysia if you ask the question. Or from Dr. Charles.
I did money.
Interesting.
Okay?
Okay? Who's a volunteer to ask the question? Student 100,000 for it.
Any good question?
Okay. Come on, student.
This is $6. $6. Any good question?
Okay, that's left side. 1 and 2. Okay, the first is a woman. It's already have the microphone. You can use the microphone. You You can push the, cannot? Okay.
Um,
Straight to the point.
Okay,
Hello,
state your name and your faculty or your prodi. The name.
Hello, my name is Dea. I'm from accounting. And I have a few questions that's probably not anything related to my faculty, but I'm just curious. I know that in Malaysia, there were there's an effort, a collective effort to make everything more sustainable and more ethical for the sustainability of, well, everything. And I'd just like to know, what are the biggest obstacles when it comes to convincing businesses to actually adhere to these new laws and regulations? And are there any reluctant businesses that are not on the, they don't want to go with the sustainable ways, and why usually? That's it. Thank you.
So the question going to Charles, Dr. Charles or Dr. Wu? Dr. Wu?
I wasn't here for the introduction for the doctor's name, so
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Ah,
I'm
okay.
Wong. Okay.
Thank you.
Wijaja. Okay. Malaysia has a lot of rooms to grow. Malaysia adopt new things very fast. We anything that is new technology outside, Malaysia will try to grab it very fast also. Yeah. So of course, being colonial to the UK, we are we follow UK style education is also UK. So this UN SDG also kind of from the West, okay, US or UK. So yes, many tend to follow, all right, because it's not a law, it's not a compulsory, it's voluntary. All these are voluntary. There's no law saying you must do this. But because of ethics also involved, do good, you get good, So they also reports what they've done for their companies. Okay, no doubt there are people try to use the SR to gain some points but as a reader, you also know what is actually going on. We are very informed nowadays. You have all the social medias, the reports in the social media. Do you believe? Okay, you tend to believe your friends' comments. I know this is what I'm picking up from Gen Z lah. I suppose you are all Gen Z, Okay. Gen Z believe in their friends, whatever their friends say. Okay. Gen Z own cars, but Gen Z never wash their cars. True or not? Do you wash your cars? Wash your cars. Do you really? Okay. Malaysian Gen Z never wash their cars. They own cars, they will not wash their cars. Okay, washing the cars, wash. Okay, so that's Gen Z, Gen Z, Generation Z. All right. So to answer really, it's not a law, Company knows that when they do good, they will reply with good things. Like we also human beings, we know that. I think as an owner, he also will know that if his companies do good, even though it's not reported, it will come to you also. Like us, okay. Now students, if you have extra things, you have clothing, extra clothing that you don't wear, please donate them. Okay, donate out. You don't need it. Somewhere, somehow, someone is watching you. If you do good, something good will come back to you as well. Definitely. Is it karma or anything? Yeah, the word that you are actually describe. Really, if you do good, yeah, God will protect you. Yeah. Okay. So that's why I can answer. Malaysia is it's not mandatory. It's not a law. It's voluntary. Okay. All right.
Okay. So, thank you. But the question is not
Later
for.
on, come and collect my token from Inti.
Okay, for the next questions. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. My name is Van Diego. I'm from the Faculty of Communication. I want to ask a question for Mr. Charles. So, as mentioned earlier, there were 4 process cycles in the business. What I want to ask is, which one do you think is the hardest for you to face, and how did you maintain to face it? Thank you.
Thank you.
This is wow. This is good question, right? So, what is the hardest in the business process? Well, depends. If I do not have the experience, of course, it's hard. But once you know the experience, it's not hard at all. Either it's a finance, accounting, maybe marketing. But with the time changing, with all the situation that changing, like now, for marketing itself, I think it's getting harder and harder for me to predict what's going to happen. So in the coming years, I think within 5 years, I would say that these big companies are in big trouble if they don't know how to predict the future. And the future is not easy to predict now because there's so many variables involved. When long time ago, when I was so young, when I was 20 years old, perhaps, so it's easy for me to predict what's going to happen next year, right? But not for today. So with the changing of the political environment, geopolitics, everything that's happening today, you do not know what's happening. The time just goes so fast. Some company can go up or go down. The one that can go up is the one who knows or which knows that what is going on with the environment. So externally now is more important than internally. Just I keep saying, I think because through my experience, once you are not big companies, you better join with the bigger company. If not, you are taken out. The smaller, they can survive, but not the middle companies. They got to think how to get together with the bigger. But the bigger company are much more smarter. They eat you. They really eat you, So what to do? You got to make another small company more creative, more adaptable, and that's not easy. That's why creativity is the most important to create innovation. But once the creativity is not there, there's no innovation. There's no SDG. So the SDG come actually from the survival. If you do not survive the company, how would you can sustain? No way. So that's why like all the cigarettes company now, they're in trouble. You talk about a newspaper like Kampus today, they're having big problems because there's they don't know what's happening in the next 5 years. That's why they invest other things. Like Jarum, for example, they invest what? In glasses, in eyeglasses, maybe in resorts, in hotels. They cannot focus in clove cigarettes because in next 10 years, maybe the government regulation, because the environment itself doesn't accept smokes. You go on the plane, there's no way for you to smoke, right? Only in Jakarta, you can smoke like hell. But you go to US, you become I would say like a minority. They don't even look at you. They said, look, go to hell, man. I don't want to smell you or your body, everything. I don't like it. But only Indonesia, smell is so nice when you smoke, that's a very unusual. You go to Taiwan, the same thing. You go to China, they get the biggest producer for cigarettes is in Asia. You go to UK, you got to have a distance to smoke cigarettes, You can't even drink properly. Alcohol, for example, they're getting much more stricter. So the quality of life now is changing, adaptable. That's why I said the Z generation is the one is much more critical, because I'm involved with a big company like a group, a Garuda Food. Every day, this is a true, you know. At least 1 or 2% want to commit suicide from the Z. The Z generation is very, very, I would say, fragile. It could happen because they do not have what we call, like me, the strength, the tension. I mean, the what we call the survivals. I think because they were born, is it between 17 and 27? Who are they here between 17 and 27? Of course they are here. So you are the Z generation. You are very sensitive to what's going on. If some people just pointed at you, you get upset, and you keep thinking, why should people like that? Even my daughter, if I send her like a information about education, she asks me, why should I learn that? Why do you mean what should I learn? It's just information, because she doesn't like to be taught. That's very unusual, because it's all to do with survival. So the SDG, I believe, it's a survival. If you don't take it, goodbye. Go to hell, you know. That's the thing. So 100,000 is for you, boss. Take it. Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah.
So the question is going
It's a good
to
question.
you. So it's smart.
Ah.
He is smart.
Good luck, yeah. Take picture.
Take picture first.
My best student. Take picture.
He is smart. He choose you. Okay. For the next 1,000, 100,000. Ah, okay. Question for Dr. Charles. So you have to ask the question
Not
to
only
Dr.
$10, not only 10, 20. Okay, I come from Taiwan, and I'm the Kunshan University Master Grade 2 student. Yes, and I heard about the fabulous speech. Then I have a question to ask Dr. Charles. First of all, my question is similar like him, but I want to know the detail is about just you say the survival company is a vibe about to SDGs, but if we depend a company with the SDGs and ESG. Because I have an ESG cosmetic company in Taiwan, so what's the most important to is the down the cost or to mark up the price for economic to the consumer. Which one you get the points that you get the important in is the cost down or to mark up the price. Yeah. Which one is the two? So and two, the second two is the companies you said the small and grow up to bigger, but which one is the is a bigger is important or the susceptible? Yeah. Yes. Oh, okay. So. If you're tea, herbal tea, yes.
Okay, thank you. So 2 questions. Very important, you know. I think when you talk cosmetics, you talk promises. When you sell cosmetic, you sell promise. You never say promise, you know, promise. I promise you to become beautiful, but you never be beautiful, right? This is the same thing, because promises is very important. Because people, like mostly women, why they use all the beautiful ladies to show that look before and after. See, anti-aging. That's number 1. If you want to promote your product, it must say anti-aging. Because people want to keep young and young and young and young and young. That's true. No? So you got to produce that. And number two, go back to natural. Because now the trend is natural. Go to SDG. Because everything natural environment. Natural. No pollution. So you got to learn that. The product may be the same, but the wording you said, natural, comes from Indonesia. Discovered by me, for example, by my name. So you got to sell someone. You cannot sell to your own name because, oh, I know you are. But use what we call reputable person, or at least look younger, as an advertiser. That's easy. That we call what we call positioning. How to position. When you sell product, you sell promises. You do not sell the product, you sell promises. Look, you take this, you become beautiful. Why? Look at that lady. She's saying that, look, I take this product, I become so beautiful. See? That is what we call positioning. Number two, what's number two? I forgot. The big company. Which one's better? Small, big, or the bigger one? I prefer small company. Small company. Because small company can move around. Because small company is profitable. But medium company is growing. You are losing your profit, but you are getting what we call market share. Once you get market share, you are losing your profit. That's the reason why the middle company always in trouble. They cannot go big, they cannot go small. So the best is small company. So if you ask me, which one's better, working in a small company or medium or the bigger one, which one you like? If you work. See, if I work in a big company, so I use, for example, here maybe in Taiwan maybe you said what is the biggest company in Taiwan in electronics? What do you call it? The biggest one. So you become maybe the maid, but you got all the name and the batch number. Look, this is my big company. Are you happy? This depends on you. Are you happy? But if you work in a small company, you become president director. Which one you like? Up to you. It's your choice. So if I'm young, I like to become the big company. But I learn the business process, make my own company. 100,000 for you.
Oh, nice. You have to treat me after this. Okay, take a picture. Take a picture.
Wow, look at this. Wow. Show it to you. Good, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think this time is up, right? Okay, so I do believe the discussion can open our insight and knowledge regarding a strategic approach can implement it by corporate for sustain, for sustain. So many things that Dr. Charles and Dr. Wu said that before, set clear vision, mission, goals, strategy, adaptive, create innovation, something valuable, need diversification business, and embed the SDGs into a business process or business. What's the business process, right? For that topic for yes, yeah, and then engage the stakeholders. Collaborate with all stakeholders, including employee, customers, suppliers, communities, and so on. And transparency. So the company have to report the progress to achieve SDGs. Yeah. So the community can know that the company so many things that are many examples that Dr. Motilal have already said before. So build a partnership, need a partnership to share knowledge, leverage resources, and so on. So I think I have to end this session. Thank you very much to both of you and also Dr. Motilal. So I think we have a discussion after this while we are in lunchtime. If you need more information from Dr. Charles and Dr. Wu. Once again, we give a big applause to our speakers. That's very interesting. Thank you very much for students and all of you. See you next time. Oh yeah. So they asked that the next ICB I'm in Taiwan, so you can yes. Okay. Thank you very much, and I get back to the MC.
Let's give a big of applause. Thank you, Dr. Paula and keynote speaker for our great plenary session. Please do me a favor on standing on the mic over there because we want to give a certificate of appreciation to Professor Dr. Sawiji Widiatmojo and Dr. Heti Karunia Tunjungsari. Please join us to present the certificate of appreciation. And first, I would like to invite Associate Professor Dr. Wong Chi-ho from Inti International University to step forward.
And for all of our beloved students, please stay in the room because we will have a big photo session together at the end of this session. Thank you. All right, gentlemen, straight to the camera. And in the count of 1, 2, and 3. Let's give a big round of applause for Associate Professor Dr. Wong Chi-ho from Inti International University, Malaysia. Please stay. And next, we would like to invite Mr. Charles Sairang, PhD, to please step forward. Straight to the camera, gentlemen, in the count of 1, 2, and 3.
Okay, let's give a big round of applause. Thank you, Mr. Charles Sairang from Jamu Expert. As an owner of PT JMK, now we would like to invite Dr. Anda Paula Caturwidya Anggarina to come forward.
All right, everyone, straight to the camera. In the count of 1, 2, and 3. Okay, let's give a big round of applause one more time for our great moderator here today. And thank you once again for all of our speakers, moderators, dean, and chairperson. Please line up because we'll be having the photo session between Professor Sawiji, Dr. Hati, Associate Professor, and Mr. Charles, please. And also Dr. Paula. Ladies and gentlemen, straight to the camera. In the count of 1, 2, and 3. And for all of our Zoom participants who are joining us online today, please open up your camera and we'll be having a big photo session together. Now, one more time, everyone, let's give a big round of applause to all of our great speakers and moderators here today. And now, please face this way exactly for all of our honorable guests and the students and everyone. Okay, maybe from the left and the right wing can join in the middle seat. So yes, everyone please stand up and join us here in the back. Right. Okay. All right, come closer, everyone. Don't be shy. All right. Okay, more to the middle. Okay, students from the left wing, boleh agak lebih merapat lagi. Teman-teman mahasiswa semuanya, jangan malu-malu, boleh lebih merapat. Okay, photographer, Mr. Orland, please join us too. Alright. Alright, everyone, straight to the camera. Okay, formal setting first. Okay, and one more time with the university pose, Universitas Tarumanegara, the letter U. To the camera, 1, 2, and 3. Yay! Let's give a big round of applause to each and everyone who is here today. Okay, everyone please be seated, and we have important information to share.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Please be seated, and don't forget to scan your attendance registration form to ensure that you receive the e-certificate for this plenary session.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the plenary session has come to an end. Now it is the time for lunch break. We are going to have a parallel session after lunch break at 1 p.m. Jakarta time. Let us mention the rules for the parallel session. Participants enter the Zoom meeting 10 minutes before the session begins. Session 1 at 1 p.m. Jakarta time, and Session 2 at 3:15 p.m. Jakarta time.
Paper presenters must type their names and Zoom room when registering in the Zoom meeting in parallel with the format as follows: Zoom room dash paper ID dash name in example, room 1 dash 000 dash Alexa.
Paper presenter must fulfill the attendance form in a parallel session through the Google Form link that will be provided in the Zoom meetings chat room.
Participants are required to attend parallel sessions to acquire the e-certificate as participants.
Each presenter is given 8 minutes to present of the results of their research.
Q&A session will be held after all presenters present their research results.
During the presentation, non-presenters are required to turn off the camera and microphones at all time.
After the moderator has announced that the parallel session is over, the participants, moderator, and speakers are required to turn on the camera to join the photo session in the Zoom meeting that will be taken by the session chair, and thank you. So please make sure to join 15 minutes before and stay in the Zoom meeting. Please do not leave the Zoom during lunch break. With this, I'm Marissa Leviani.
And I am Nicholas Richardson, truly honored to be the Master of Ceremonies, and
See you at the next event.
kita masih tua.